Well, why don't we, Will was kind enough to send out the minutes. Any changes or corrections to the minutes?
I actually don't, I looked for the minutes. I don't recall getting the minutes. When did you send them, Will?
I sent them today. About 2 hours ago, I sent the minutes
Really?
for our meeting that we had on June 4th. And then about 15 minutes ago, I sent out the extensive minutes on the select board. I sent them to the distribution list. Perhaps you're not on the distribution list. I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't gotten anything in the last several hours here.
Well, I'll resend them then.
Okay, thanks. I mean, I did have a problem with my town email a couple of weeks ago, but I got that straightened out, so.
Okay.
I have great confidence in your minute-taking ability, so I'm happy to vote.
Well, and we seem to have time since Bill is not with us, and it's hard for us to proceed with this without his input.
Well, I have a question for Sam, actually, an important question.
Okay, why don't you do that? And I'll try calling Bill to.
Okay.
Okay.
My question is, has the select board drawn up its retribution list?
I'm not aware of one, but I'm interested in the concept. Are you volunteering?
Well, it's not only is it something that we should be thinking about people in the town we want to take retribution on, but personally as well.
Bill, are you joining our meeting?
Why do you ask? Well,
I figure
Okay.
that depending on the results of the election, there will be a lot of lists flooding into the White House.
oh, okay.
Okay.
I try to stay far away from that stuff.
Yes. So Bill was looking for the link. So
Okay.
he should be
Okay.
joining us momentarily.
Did he take that left turn off of Route 9 again, or?
Into oncoming traffic.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, guys, the only thing I saw in the latest draft that didn't make it into the final draft was Bill's section 5.2.4 about ongoing monitoring of service quality stuff. That
Yeah.
I'm not prepared to fight on that one. That's not to me the most critical.
No, and the only thing that isn't there that was in what we presented to the select board, at least contained in Bill's summary, are the encoders.
Yeah.
So
And
that was
again,
included.
I don't think
I
those
don't
are
care about that
big deal.
either.
Yeah.
And frankly, somehow the amount went from 128 to 131.5. So it's an additional 3,500 there. So they can go out and buy their own encoders.
That might have been for an encoder, as a matter of fact. I remember a vague comment at some point along the way that they would pay for encoders, but not put it in the agreement.
Which is fine. I mean,
Fine. So I think the summary for tonight is that basically got everything that we believe is important and got more money. And it is materially the same as the prior version that we had the hearing on. So
right,
we're ready
and
to
has been signed off on by council.
Yep.
So
And Barry, are you planning to be there tonight too?
I mean,
Good.
just
Okay.
by Zoom.
Yep, that's fine. Yeah. So it'd be best if the chair was there to make the pitch. And
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Well, I can chime in.
planning to keep it quite brief.
Yep.
And I think the board just wants to, I assume they just want to sign off on it.
Yep.
They don't want to spend
I'm
a lot
aware
of
of I'm aware of no questions or comments we've gotten on any of this to date. So
We do have to change. I didn't catch up with the fact that Andrew is no longer chair. So,
oh,
Okay, I could hear you guys, but I don't think you could hear me. Hello.
yeah,
No,
we
we can
can
hear you.
We can hear
We
you. and
can
see
hear you, yes.
Great.
So, we're just sort of looking to catch up where we are. I think we're all prepared to move forward with this. But is there any changes that have been made that you think deserve special attention? We noticed that the whole language about providing encoders has been taken out, but the amount of the grant has gone up by 3,500.
Yeah,
Was
that was
that
a little
some-
while back. That's right. Correct. That was in the last license, not the most recent. But that's right. I was able, Paul was very helpful. You know, he couldn't get them to do the encoder because that the past is just the past, as my kids would sing. So yeah, he gave us the 3,500, which is just, as you just said, just as good. And that's on top of, and I know it sounds very been complimentary and yourself, Barry, on top of it, really excellent capital number.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, anything else?
Yes,
you
the
can
only
think
thing, the big change, we don't have to discuss it, but let me just pull it up on is the PEG channels on the basic service tier. Let me just pull that up 1 second here. I can't quite share yet. Yeah, I don't know if you can let me or.
Vanessa was running that. I don't know if
Oh,
she's.
well, don't worry. I'll just say what it is. Let me just pull it up on my own. 1
Oh, yeah,
sec.
you can share now, I think, Bill.
Oh, okay. 1 sec.
Sam, you are not included in the cable TV distribution list.
That's fine.
But I will ask the technology folks to include you.
Ah, okay, good. Thank you. That's why I didn't get it.
Right.
Who is on this list if Sam is not? I'm just curious.
An oldie but goodie, Kathy Wilford.
Okay,
So
all right.
unfortunately, I don't think that they allow anyone anymore to maintain their own list. It's probably
Oh.
a new feature.
Okay.
All right, well, we'll deal with that. So
Yeah, we
go
can get
ahead,
that.
Bill.
Sure, no problem. So this is the issue that came to the fore for me, and I've been dealing with on Verizon and Comcast licenses in different ways. On the PEG access channels here, that they continue to make available 3 SD PEG access channels. What I put in there, and it's in your current license, which is good, on its basic service tier. And then it says in 1 HD PEG access channel for a total of 4. Here's the issue. Comcast, Charter Communications and Comcast are both like co-owners of something called the Xumo box. So Charter is a terrible company and they don't want to be in cable. So what Charter now does, if you go in to a Charter office for a cable box, the only thing they'll give you is a Xumo box. And that Xumo box really lets you mostly stream. It has other cable stuff, but it's also the streaming box. That's the world they want to be in. You cannot, for Charter, at least now, we'll see, get the PEG channels when you get a Xumo box. So anyone in the city of Pittsfield or North Adams, wherever, who goes in for a box can't get the PEG channels. It's a short step from that to all of a sudden saying, oh, that's not cable on that Xumo box. That's streaming. We don't have to pay a percentage or 5% of gross revenues.
Mhm.
So that's a big issue.
Yeah.
Now, the deal with a few towns out there, they kind of wanted to say, oh, no, you must have it on PEG channels on the Xumo box, but you can't tell them that. But the way to deal with it that I address is the best way to try to deal with it is to say the PEG channels have to be on the basic service tier. Now, interesting enough, the basic service tier is defined under the Cable Act as the broadcast, over-the-air broadcast channels. But we have a better definition in all of the Verizon licenses, which they went with, which includes the retransmission of local television broadcast signals, which is what the Cable Act says, as well as the PEG channels.
Right.
So now in the perfect world, if I had this, I would say I would have done 2 things, but I don't want to kill the lily and have a problem. I would say that instead of just on its basic service tier, let's see, 3 channels on its basic service tier. I would say on all PEG channel on all basic service tiers, they could have more than 1 in theory. But that's killing the lily. I don't want them to think about it. Secondly, the HD channel, I'm not concerned about that because we have the SD channels on the basic service tier. But really, Verizon really only has like 1 tier. So I could have in a Verizon license, now that I focus on this, also put on its basic service tier after the HD. So the 3 SD and the HD. But again, you know, you push too hard on something and now they
Yep.
start thinking about it and now they don't want to do any of it. So
Yep.
I made the decision, the better part of wisdom, particularly because I could say here and in my licenses generally, oh, it's in the current license. So
Yep.
it was Paul got it over the line, no issue, not a big deal. So, but that is a very important provision to try to prevent them from claiming, one is not giving peg channels to people, and two, and then saying, oh, it's not cable, we're not paying you
That's right.
from those revenues. So no need to discuss that, but I'm
Mhm.
telling you so you understand that was the
Okay.
big change I made in the license.
But Bill, I think the state is working on attaching a fee to the streaming services now.
Well, you know,
Who knows where that's going, but
they just got held up by one senator, the chairman of Ways and Means out of Andover, who I'm familiar with. He was once on a cable commission. He individually stopped it from just passing 2 weeks ago. It was going to go right through a lot of sponsors, the Senate president. So they're working on trying to deal with that, and it may happen. But that money, the state gets some money, and
Right.
this, so it's not as good as being something that's under your control. That's cable. Good point. It's helpful, but nothing replaces charging them the 5% under a cable license
Yep. Yep.
when they want to try to claim it's not cable.
Yep. Yeah, but this is not going to hold us up at this point, I think. So
No, we got exactly where we wanted. So we're all set. Nor do we have to even discuss it because it's inside baseball. We got exactly what we want on that.
now we didn't get your new 542 here, as I
Well,
see.
you know why? Because they looked at it and they rightly pointed out, because remember, this license is a little different than the format of my license.
Yeah.
They pointed out, and by the way, I don't like the orphan, but I don't fight it heading. They pointed out that it's later on in the license. It's
So ongoing monitoring or performance.
Yeah, let's see, listing.
Yeah.
Let me find it. 5.7. So it was missing from where I normally have it.
But it's in
And I
5.
said, I'm surprised that's missing. I put it in, but they picked up that it's in 5.7.
Good. Okay.
So
That was
I
the
got
only
set
other
for
one
that.
I saw there.
Yep, that's exactly right. That would have been a change.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one typo, I think, that I found in 2.52. Up, it's right. Okay, it's correct there. Never mind. When I printed it out, it looked like it was wrong. Never mind.
Yeah.
So
I
other
did
than,
get one or two typos and I got them changed. I was so glad to, hopefully it's that. Yep.
yeah. Okay, so other than changing the chair, is it Kathy?
Kathy Cook is the chair of the select board now.
Yeah.
We reorganized after the recent election.
Okay, so let me just take a look what I have. I think I have this one here is Word.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you just flip Andrew and Catherine there and make her
So
chair.
let me, yeah, so okay, so hang on. Yep, I'll do that. The other one, the spacing in there. Oops. Okay, so 1 second, let's go back and get the spacing better here.
Looks
All
good.
right.
And I'll just mention, Sam, that the execution copy will be corrected to show the proper relationships.
Good. Okay.
There.
Meaning, I missed that, Barry.
No, I'll just say at the meeting, that the execution copy.
Oh,
will
okay,
refer-
yeah.
Because we circulated the latest.
Oh, yeah, I
version
got you.
in the
Yes, right,
packet.
I got you.
Yeah.
So the public.
I don't,
I'll
I
give
don't
this-
want to send out yet another one.
Yeah, and I'll give this to Paul, so he knows, because they like to control the last, so.
Yep.
You know, and like I said, they'll have like an orphan heading. I hate that, but it didn't pay to
Yep.
raise it. Let me just,
So I think that does it for us.
yep,
Yeah,
Fantastic.
I'm good. We have to, or we should have a motion to recommend to the select board that they approve this draft of the Verizon cable renewal license.
I so move.
Is there a second?
I second.
Okay, all in favor? Hands.
Stivers, aye.
Hands.
Will
Oh,
Warren,
that's right.
aye.
I have to do these. Sorry. Mr. Stivers,
Aye.
Mr. Warren,
Aye.
your votes aye. It is approved. Bill, are you planning to join the select board meeting?
yeah,
this
it'll be
evening?
quick. I won't say for anything unless there's a question, but
Yeah.
other than to thank the committee, you know.
I
Yep.
think it should go pretty quickly.
That'd be good. Should
Um,
be quick. And again, I think the sense of the select board is to sign off on this and keep moving. So
Yep.
I'm hoping not much comes up.
Yeah.
Whenever it is.
Sam, I think I gave him a draft motion, correct, to the, for the board.
I don't remember that.
Let me
actually.
see. If not, let me take a look. One sec.
Sam, when do you think the cable TV portion of the select board meeting will take place?
Let me take a quick look at the agenda. Find the agenda here. Public comment is the first thing on the agenda. Usually doesn't last very long. We've got an update on our retiree health plan thing, which could take 10 or 15 minutes, and then the cable recommendation for Verizon is the third item on the agenda. So should be pretty soon after 6:30, maybe 6:45, something like that, I hope. And then that's it.
So,
Okay, I'll just be right there, and I'm just doing this motion here.
Okay. so 6:45, you're thinking?
Roughly, yeah. It depends on how, I mean, if the retirees show up en masse and complain about the retiree health program, that'll take some time, but we've been through that a couple of times now, and I don't expect a huge amount of flap there, but hard to predict. But again, it is one of the first items on the agenda, so.
Okay, let me just save this one sec. Yep. All right, so Sam, let's send this to everyone, but to you particularly, or to you, wherever you want me to send it to. Let's see, share screen. So there's just a motion I do.
Okay. Yeah, send it to all of us, please.
Yeah, I'll send it to you right now.
Can you flip that back up there, please? I was reading it.
Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna send it to you. Oh, I sent it, I'll put it back up now. Again, no magic, you can do any motion you want, but sometimes it's easier just to have something.
Okay. Okay, good. That looks fine to me. Barry, do you have any different view of the
No, I think
motion?
yeah, I think just get it done that way and uh,
Yep.
looks good to me.
And I guess Barry and Bill, my theory for tonight is to do the brief update. We've got the thing done. This represents, we think, significant progress from the terms of the prior agreement, thanks to good efforts of the committee and Bill. And people have had it for a while now, and we've not gotten any questions about it. And the committee recommends approval of this. And anybody have any questions, kind of thing, as opposed to going into much detail. I like to tell people I rarely get in trouble for things I didn't say.
Yes.
So let's not open those doors if we can avoid it.
Yeah, they've had all the information for a while now, and there's no point in delving into the depths of the agreement that I don't think anybody has an interest in, frankly.
Or much understanding of the context.
Our understanding.
Yeah. Good.
Okay,
Sounds like we're set then.
Bill, I think we're done with you for now.
Yep.
Um,
I'll send the motion.
well, in terms of charter, what's the plan? Do we need to reconvene to then
Yeah,
start?
it's up in the beginning of next year, right?
And end of next year.
Yeah, no, we do. I mean, we need to get on it sooner the better. I don't think I sent, I have to send you a legal services agreement for that. I didn't send you that. I'll send that out. And then we'll have I'll prepare like a outline for how I think we can approach it. The sooner we do that, they're in disarray because they lost their representative, John Marr. The sooner we can engage them, and I think as I said, with this license, time's of the essence, the better, because they're in disarray. If we push them now to meet with us, to come, the bump, that they may be more willing just to do something, not to have us on their back. So I think we should start in with that and get our game plan by maybe the second week of August if people are around, and then reach out to them to meet it in August if your schedule allows. Because
Yeah.
I think, if you can't, it has to be September, fine, but the sooner we get them engaged. I have them coming. It's unfortunately Zoom in a community not that far from you. And I'm dealing with them in the Berkshires.
Bill, go ahead, Barry.
No, I was just going to say, well, why don't we then wait until you're sort of ready? You can let me know, and then we can get a date.
Good. No, that sounds good.
They-
The one thing I will
they-
say, which I mentioned before, what's intriguing here is that, if no one wants to play, no one, if you will play hardball, it's best publicly done because it won't cost so much money. If you're in a true legal fight, San Jose spent like $3 million fighting Comcast. So a true legal fight doesn't make sense. And no one in the world wants us here to be the lead party on important legal issues. But that said, what struck me is that if they end up having an unresponsive at the table and formally, and we deny their license, they might just walk away.
Yeah.
And it did strike me here that unless someone knows differently, and I know they have 200 subscribers or something, but you know what? If now the walk away might be they don't do cable, they just do internet. So it's still in our interest to have another party do cable. But truly, if they walked away, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
which is not true anywhere else. Well, I should say, only because they've dug their ditch that once Verizon comes in, they lose 70, 80, 90% of their subscribers, which really says a lot. So
Yeah.
I think we're in a good position because we don't have to fear any threats on their part. They have to decide how much money they want to spend over the number of subscribers. And hopefully, and here's a sort of less strong point, that there is a basis, at least in one community, to say that when they understand that if you have a good Verizon license and do worse with them, you put your Verizon license at some sort of risk. And so our Verizon license will be our real strength in saying to them, look, we can't have you do materially different. And since you only have 250 subscribers, it doesn't break your back
Yeah.
to do material different. One final one, just because I'll say it here. What I have done in another situation like this is sometimes what I do on Ped Capital is I get a percentage of gross revenue. So for instance, if we were to say, you need to give us 2% of your gross revenue for capital, that'll be a very small amount of actual dollars. But then if Verizon says something, we say, well, okay, you can give us 2%. And that would be far more. So that's a basis to get a good number to protect ourselves vis-a-vis Verizon, and to say to Charter, when you're paying a percentage, it's meaningless to you. We'll give you that opportunity, but you got to work with us.
Yeah.
So I think we have a lot of great possibilities I've thought of and can think of to make this more successful than other communities have encountered with Charter.
Bill, do you think that Charter is likely to be interested in doing an agreement now that doesn't take effect until the end of next year?
No, only because they just assume like almost like not do an agreement, but it's not because it's so far off. In the cable world, that isn't really that far off. The cable division will tell you, you have to have this done by a certain point.
Yeah.
So no, it's only reason that they won't be interested is that they're just not interested. And that's where, if we end up doing this formal process and force them to give a formal response and deal with the fact that they could have attorney's fees and everything, that they may well then say, let's just get it done. And particularly, as I said, Sam, if we can give them a creative way where they don't hurt them and don't hurt us, I can see where we could convince them to do a good license for us.
No reason from a policy standpoint that they would come back to us and say, we don't talk to anybody till at least earlier than 9 months before the.
Yeah, no reason other than they would just make it up. So that's right.
Okay.
It's the time is ripe in cable licensing to sit down.
Good. So it sounds like the next step is let's get this thing signed, sealed, and back to Verizon, and then reach out to Charter and see what happens.
Yeah. And Verizon, by the way, is just going to want an electronic copy. I need to sign it, but I can sign it sign it, scan it back. So I can do a little email to you, Sam, to yourself and the staff saying, if you just, get it to me, I'll give it, and I can actually then send it to Verizon, copying you folks, and they'll get it signed in the same day usually, unless they sometimes delay a long time.
We can get signatures relatively quickly.
Yeah, you get yours, and then I'll sign it
you.
unless I'm out there. In fact, I may be out there Friday, so on Framingham. So if I'm in Framingham on Friday, maybe we'll figure out a way. Maybe I can stop by somewhere and do it by hand, since it's no big deal.
We close at noon on Friday at the
Yeah,
town.
sometimes people leave it like at the police station or something. Up to you.
Okay, good.
We'll
Sounds
figure it
like
out.
we're basically done then.
Yeah,
Yep.
I thank you, Bill, for all your good work on this. I think we have a very strong license. I think we're in better shape than we were our last time around. So I appreciate that, and we will see you tonight.
Good. Thank you. It's a pleasure working with you folks. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
See
Great
then.
job. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Sam. Bye-bye. Thank you, Barry.
By the way,
Bye-bye.
Sam, did you receive the document from
I did.
Bill? Okay. I have not received that yet.
Oh,
Okay.
the motion. No, I'm going to send the motion now.
Okay.
I haven't received
Okay.
a motion yet. I got
Good.
your email, Will. Okay, thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. I'll let you continue.
Okay.
Okay, we just need to get back to the minutes. What do we want to do on the minutes?
I read them. Will sent them to me. I read them. I'm fine.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve the 2 sets of minutes?
So move.
Second,
Sec-
second by
Thank you.
Will Warren.
All in favor, Mr. Warren,
Aye.
Mr. Stivers,
Aye.
chair votes aye. Those are approved. Any other business?
I hope not.
Hearing
So
none,
6:45 tonight?
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah. roughly, yep.
Okay.
All right,
Right.
One question. Am I seeing something, or did Bill seem to have lost a lot of weight in his face?
I don't know.
Okay,
yeah, I mean, his face looked thin, but
yeah, okay.
Who knows?
All right. Okay, see you guys tonight
Who knows?
then.
Thank you. I move to adjourn.
Second, second.
all in favor, Mr. Warren,
Aye.
Mr. Stivers,
Aye.
chair votes aye. We are adjourned.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
This is